Welcome to the Pandemonium Witches podcast, where the AD is in the HD, the true crime is as scary as the ghost stories, and the hosts are as cunning as foxes. I'm Kat.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Em.
And I'm Meg.
Now on to the show.
Person, and I don't understand it, so I was like, well, can't do that. Guess I'll just suffer.
Right. Let me see if I can find something else.
I came in at the wrong part of that conversation.
Was it really wrong, though?
No, not at all.
Right.
And then we went to Navy Fed to get something notarized, and the girl that was helping us is a witch.
Nice.
Who likes spooky shit, so I gave her our information for the podcast.
Yes.
Woo!
Love it.
Always love new followers.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So I told Rachel how much fun that we had on the last one, and I sent her clips, and she's like, I want to come on the next one. And I was like, okay.
Because
I was like,
Meg is literally unhinged.
yeah. I mean, we all are. But
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We're just three
It's just,
possums in a trench coat.
I think the first part
much.
of that, I can't remember. Oh, no, it's coming back to me in the secondhand embarrassment, too. Whatever it was that I said at the very beginning, and it just came out of my mouth, and then I was like, oh, God, no.
I kept it, and it's beautiful. No. It's great. It's unhinged chaos. Now, I cut some of it out, of course, because I love you. I'm not going to keep the whole thing in there, but...
There were certain parts that I was like, oh my God. Like, I got off the recording afterwards and I went to Mike and I was like, you'll never guess what I said. I was like, you can never listen to that episode.
You can listen to everything else but that one episode.
Everything else, but just like the first 3 minutes of that one. Don't listen to that. I was like, it came out of my mouth and I went, I didn't mean to.
Yes, you did.
Not like that. My mouth literally let it out before my brain was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Not for public.
I think I honestly cut some of it out. I think I'll have to go back. I have to re-listen to the second one. Because I re-listened to them throughout the entirety just to make sure it flows.
Yeah.
But,
I've gotten to the point where, because I do one for work, and I'm the only one who does, like, the recording, the editing, the blah, 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 like all the things.
Mm-hmm.
So I've gotten to the point that I can notice my breath signature in the audio file. So I know how to cut all of those out, right? So yeah. I know how to cut all of those out. I'm like, all right, we're good. And then I'm like, that's just less time I have to listen to myself speak. Because I know what I sound like.
I catch myself doing that. And then
like, just speed through that part.
Yeah. Well, there's a thing on my audio program where it can speed up to 2 times speed.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we're talking.
Yeah. My chair is finally getting here today. My card arrived today.
Those were supposed to arrive yesterday.
Yeah, but it's fine. I'm not worried about it. And I'm making homemade pizza for dinner.
Nice.
But
shit, dinner. I forget to eat on non-kid weeks because I'm like, it's just me.
Little Caesar's hot and ready.
Right? I have to think. Oh, it's not dinner time yet. We're fine.
No, it's not. You still got a couple of hours.
And
you have several hours.
You're recording, so I don't need to push any buttons, correct?
Everything is, as soon as I get on the call, I always hit record because I like to catch like laughing bits and parts where it's funny and just keeping that.
She likes to get all the unhinged bits.
Yes.
Stellar.
So earlier, I'm at the gym, and
the heck is that?
Somebody tried to log in, but we stopped them from accessing your account. That was me. Dick.
Someone's trying to get in. Yes, I'm knocking at my own door. Please open.
Right.
So...
I have the password. Please let me in.
Please, sir, may I have some more?
Please, sir. It's my only wish. There is a dog in there who needs pets.
I would so pet the shit out of your dog.
The one who's sitting here looking at me like I am a large bone right now.
Show Rachel your dog.
I must see the dog. Oh my god.
This is Tank.
We love
Don't
Tank.
lick the microphone.
Yes, Tank. Eat the microphone. Eat the microphone.
So Tank thinks he's big because his name is Tank, and he's not.
Yes.
This is as big as he will ever be.
Yes.
I mean, but that makes sense though.
But Tank is the
big
bestest
attitude
boy.
and a little body.
But Tank is the bestest boy.
One of my favorite things is that his collar, you know how the collar has like their name on it and like your phone number on the back, except mine says, "Oh shit, I'm lost." And it's got my phone number on it. And my kids, 2 out of the 3 can read. And so my middle kid was like, she looked at it, she was like, "This is a bad word." I was like, "It does." And she was like, "Can I say it?" And I was like, "Yeah, go ahead."
You can say it only if you use it correctly.
Right? And have you guys seen the effing birds like calendars?
No.
So it's a whole calendar of
so.
really angry birds. Not angry birds, but like birds who are in anger. And every day it says something different and they all have bad words in them. So today's says, "Whatever the fuck the opposite of farewell is, do that." And so
I love.
And so every day it's a different one. I don't know where the other ones are. But it's like, it makes my heart happy because it sits directly next to me at my desk while I'm doing my like regular 9 to 5 job. And it says all sorts of fun things.
I love it.
Like,
That's awesome.
there are certain ones that are like, you really said that shit out loud. Like, that's one of the ones.
That is perfect. And I love it.
I love
it's
that.
lovely. So my daughter will come down and she's like, "Can I read this one out loud?" And I'm like, "Yes." But she says, like, she pronounces all of the letters and all of the words. Like, you get a really hard, like, ending to that K sound, at the end of certain words. Like, I appreciate your enunciation, but must we tone it down? Like,
some words you have to dial it back.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know that there's a dial quite yet. We have to learn it.
That's valid.
Just like there's no roads here. There's no roots.
Nope. It's all discovery. 'Tis an adventure.
Yes. All right, Frodo, what do you have for us today, sir? Ma'am. Hobbit. Gandalf.
Welcome to my journey. So I went down a rabbit hole, which is pretty much, I just live in rabbit holes.
Yeah.
So same.
I grew up in I live in Virginia, obviously, and I grew up in a town that has like pretty like tight roots to the Civil War. And so a lot of the homes around town are historic homes because they like had people in there and stuff like that happened. And like there was a small skirmish / battle that happened like 3 or 4 miles from where I live. And so there's some stories that go along with that, and like every October they do this huge like hauntings thing where they have people dress up in period wear and like tell the stories as they do like a ghost tour and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to get into one of the stories about one of the guys who seemed pretty cool.
Yes.
It's not a long story. It's not a long story, but it's got some interesting roots, and there's a current haunting at this gorgeous house. So
is it the house that's over by the hotel that I stayed at?
No, but that's one of them.
Okay.
I did the service of actually pulling up the Redfin of the house itself. So when we get there, I will send it to you and you can look at the pictures.
Oh boy. I'm so excited.
I was like, I love a good old house. Like I was talking about this morning. I was like, I would love to live in an old house. Also, don't make me live in an old house.
Right.
Like, I love the idea. It's kind of like being healthy. I love the idea of being healthy, but also don't take my potato chips.
Right.
You can have one or the other. Love it in theory, but in practice, it seems a little rough.
I mean, the house that I lived in when I was in Virginia, it was old, and my landlord was very adamant that it was not haunted.
That seems like a bit of a fib.
You can believe the house is not haunted all you want to, but for a person who sees the hauntings, that is an entirely different matter.
Right.
I was just like, I okay, all right, that's all right.
Like our definitions of haunted might be different, whereas yours is non-existent and mine is what I'm seeing.
Just because you can't see it doesn't mean they're not there.
Right, right,
Seems reasonable-ish.
ish.
It's like you can't see the wind, but it's still there.
All right, Patrick Swayze.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
My God, my love for you
That
is
was
like the
perfect.
wind. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's so well placed. I'm so proud.
No, you're not.
I'm often proud. It doesn't mean it's for the right reasons, but
I thought you said frailed.
frailed? No, I'm definitely not frail. Ain't nothing about this body that's frail. Built like a brick shithouse over here. No.
I mean, but same. It's kind of funny.
Sure.
The only thing that's frail about me is when I bump into something and I bruise. I bruise like a banana.
Fair. Fair.
I mean, the only thing that's frail about me is my mental health.
Same.
Mine's not frail. It's just more like a monkey noodle. Have you seen those? Do you know what a monkey noodle is?
No.
Is it like
Oh
monkey
God, they're
bread?
like the best toys ever.
Okay.
Monkey bread? No, but I do love me some monkey bread.
Same.
No, it's a monkey noodle is basically like a rubber sticky toy where you can like pull it back and shoot it at things, and it sticks. And sometimes it stays for a long time, and sometimes it falls
That's
right
what
off the
those are
ceiling.
called?
They're called monkey noodles. Yeah,
I
I
never knew that's what they were called.
I would like one.
yeah. But you can get them at like the dollar store, Five Below, and there's like a pack of 5 of them, and they're all really bright colors. I bought them for my children, in quotes, for my children. I think I bought them for me,
Okay, in all fairness, you bought
and
them for you.
right. And in the
Highly
other house, we
recommend
had
them not sticking on like the walls or the ceilings for long periods of time because they will leave marks that you
they
cannot
will.
get rid of.
We in our other house that we had, it was a larger home, and so it had like an open hallway from so like where the foyer was, you could kind of see up the stairs, but it also opened into the very large, like 20-foot family room. Well,
Mhm.
fun fact, if you stood at the front door and took a monkey noodle and brought it all the way back, you could shoot it all the way over the top railing of the stairs and into the family room.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it was great. I got really good with my aim.
As one does.
As one does,
Right?
yes.
Like I was within a couple inches. I could get a kid right on the top of the head. It was fantastic. From nowhere. It was just like a sneak attack. It's fine. I'm an adult. It's fine.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding.
Little ninja moves.
Right.
They're my favorite. All right, let's get into Colonel Burt, right?
His name is
I kind of wanted to
Burt.
call him. His last name is Burt. His first name is Erasmus.
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 Oh, Erasmus. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yes. Erasmus R. Burt. And he was a physician, a politician, and a soldier. So
Well
good things.
rounded.
And exactly, but he was from Mississippi. So clearly he's already on the not so great side of
Right.
what happened.
Right.
I'm just gonna throw that out there. But again, this is Virginia, so pretty much most of the people who are here are from the Confederacy.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was actually born in South Carolina, and he
Mhm.
was one of 10 children, as one is, right? So lovely. And his dad was actually in the South Carolina House of Representatives, and then when he got to of age, he was in, the Mississippi area of politics.
Mhm.
And while he was on the Committee of Claims and a member of the Committee of Education in Mississippi, he actually founded the Mississippi Institution for the Education of the Deaf and Dumb in 1854, which is what they called it, which was then renamed to the Mississippi School for the Deaf in 1924, which I thought was a really cool thing.
That's
Because-
huge. Yeah.
Right. And because I'm an avid sign language person. And so I always find it, right? I always find it very interesting when there are ties to that. And to this day, there is actually an Erasmus Burt Award presented by the Mississippi Association of the Deaf.
Get out.
That's pretty cool.
Right?
I mean, for being like a Confederate, he's a pretty cool dude.
He seems to like kind of have stuff together.
Aside from the racism,
Started off pretty solid.
Right. Aside from the
Yes.
racism and
Yes.
the sexism,
And like the fact that probably not the best side to be on, but we tried, right?
Right.
And
right.
I think there's so much we can get into with just that. So we'll pop that to the side for a minute. When the war itself broke out, he raised a unit for the Confederate side known as the Burt Rifles, which then became Company K of the 18th Mississippi Infantry Regiment. So, and then in April of 1961, he was like, Captain, I got this. And then he was made a colonel on June 7th of that same year. So he got started real quick, was like, it's time to get going. And the first action they saw was actually the Battle of Manassas, which is in Virginia, on July 21st of that same year. So this is all happening in 1861.
Wow.
Yeah, your guy's busy. And then in October of 1861, still same year, things start happening in Loudoun County. So Union Commander McClellan ordered one of his generals to send a scouting party across the Potomac River to be like, hey, where's the Confederacy? Like, where are the Confederates? What's going on? Like, give me a rundown of what's happening. Tell me the tea. Which pun is not intended, but it's there. So they head over in the dark, as one does. And one of the captains actually was like, oh my gosh, I see them. They're right over there. Like, scurry back, tell everybody what's going on. Turns out homeboy saw a line of trees and not tents. And so he basically was like, oh my God, I see him. And like ran away to tell everybody what was going on and came back the next morning. And they're like, all right, well, we're gonna break camp. We're gonna go across the river. We're gonna attack the camp, blah, blah, blah. And then they realized that the camp was literally nothing but a line of trees.
He probably didn't hear the end of that.
Right? Well, I don't know that he made it, quite honestly. And who knows
But still,
if or not. Right? They get there and they're like, die. Right?
Right. There was like, seriously, you need to get your ass checked, bro.
Right? It's like my kid being like, there's a giant spider down here and it's a stink bug. And I'm like, ma'am, while we don't like either, not necessary.
Right.
My anxiety is now up. Thank you. Like,
you could have just said giant bug.
Right. You could have just been like, there's something alive down here.
It has legs.
Makes it a little easier.
Many arms.
It's got all things. It's got tons, big teeth. So they, the Union's coming across and they're like, trees that are not tents are bad. No worries. They end up running into the company of Mississippi Infantry and a skirmish breaks out, which actually ends up being the Battle of Ball's Bluff. And the Union decided to try and reinforce with another company, but there weren't enough boats to take them across the river. And so they only sent 4 boats at a time, which is not enough people to like reinforce anybody.
Right.
Which actually led to the Confederates winning that portion and pushing the Union Company back across the river to the Potomac River, where many of them drowned because apparently they couldn't swim.
Okay. So these guys not only thought they were trees, but tried to cross the river and couldn't swim.
Yep.
Who in their bright noggin thought this was a great idea?
I mean, I guess it was dark.
Fair.
It was dark originally, but I mean, in the early morning, and if it's October, it depends on what the weather was. It could have been foggy. Like, we're going to give them a benefit of a doubt, but not all of the benefit of all of the doubt.
Just a sliver of a doubt.
Right, just a sliver of a doubt. So both sides brought about like 1,700 soldiers to each side. The Confederacy lost 155-ish. The Union lost over 1,000 in that like small skirmish.
Wow.
And it kind of changed like the political tide for what was happening there, because first you had Manassas and then you had Ball's Bluff, which was small, and then you went on to Bull Run and like all those other things. So a lot of like crap was happening. But during this whole thing, Burt ends up getting shot, right? We're back to Colonel Burt. He ends up getting shot through his hip and the bullet goes into his stomach, which like for the time, not great.
That's like almost a death sentence, like.
Right? Right. So this sucker happens like 20th, 21st of October. They bring him back to a house in Leesburg that was called the Glenfiddich House, which was actually a Civil War like hospital, meeting center, that sort of thing. They bring him back there, and about 5 or 6 days later, he passes away. So he doesn't make it, right?
Yeah.
It was actually Harrison Hall at that point because it was built by or for the Harrisons, by a different company. But he ended up, he ends up dying. They do promote him to general before he passes away, but he died before they could like hold the ceremony. So technically he's still a colonel, which I think is kind of shitty. Like posthumous.
That's super shitty. Right.
Make the man a general. He had 8 children. And after his death, his wife and his younger children moved back to Alabama, where her family was from.
As you do.
Makes sense, though.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're like, all right, we're out of here. So that brings us to the Harrison House, or the Glenfiddich House, which was built between 1850 and 1860. I will send you in this thingy here, if I can do it.
Oh, is it in here? Is it like a chat?
Redfin. There's a chat.
Look at how advanced this is. Hold on.
Right? Look at us.
Look at that house.
Right? And that's what it looks like today. And I will tell you, it's one of my favorite houses in town. Like, favorite houses in town.
Is this the house that one lady at the fair was talking about? The one that's like super haunted?
There's a lot of them. There's like 14, I think, on that road alone.
Okay.
So it could be one of them. This one was a hospitality center for Confederate officers that were passing through the area, which is why they brought Colonel Burt there.
Right.
Because they're like, hey, we're going to help it. The most famous visitor was, of course, General Robert E. Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually was in because he broke one of his hands and he sprained the other hand when his horse, whose name was Traveler, got spooked by an approaching horse. And so spooked him, kind of thrown off, and he broke one hand, sprained the other. And that was on September 4th of the next year. So September of 1862 is when General Lee was visiting Leesburg. And he ended up calling like a war council while he was there.
Wow.
And planned his invasion of Maryland. And that's what that like meeting ended with, the Battle of Antietam.
Oh, wow.
So, right?
So,
and the people who were in attendance there were Louis Armstrong, Stonewall Jackson, James Longstreet, and Jeb Stuart, along with Robert E. Lee.
Jiminy.
Of that next year. Yeah. So like this place clearly has seen some shit.
So I'm looking at the house and it's got like a proper walkway. It's got a big...
You've got the house, mm-hmm. and you've got the stables and the carriage house, all as part of the property. So
the main house, it looks like there's a little bit of a servant's quarters, mm-hmm. and then the kitchen, but I think they may have like redone it, but it's 3 stories.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then
the big house.
It looks It's
gorgeous, honestly.
I get like
I'm in love with the wood floors.
Every time
I'm a sucker for a good
by,
solid wood floor.
Same.
Like I'm a sucker for it.
The staircase. I have a thing for mahogany. Don't.
That is mahogany.
that is mahogany.
I did it. I do it anyway.
I smack my desk a lot.
That's fair. So we know Burt passes away the year before. We know the next year, Robert E. Lee's there. There's some stories about him being around. I highly doubt he's hanging out in Leesburg, quite frankly. He's got other shit to do. But the reason that the Glenfiddich House is considered to be haunted is that they think that Colonel Burt is still hanging around.
Because he died there.
Because he died there. And so people who have stayed at the house or who work at the house, they have had like super amounts of run-ins with Burt. They hear voices, they hear shuffling of feet, they hear and feel like his presence is still lingering. And I think one of the coolest things that they say is that they can hear people going up and down the stairs, but they claim to hear the clinking of a wedding ring on the banister.
You can see somebody on the stairs.
In one of the pictures?
In one of the pictures, you can look at it. It's on 41. It's the second it's the second stair. If you look where the banister is, you can see a foot. It's very faded, but you can see a foot And then if you look up where the pink is, you can see the outline of a head.
Oh.
You see what I'm looking at?
Fun. Hold on, I'm on 30.
Hold on.
So it's
there's
like
the stairs.
Right. Okay. So you see what I'm looking at?
Wait, which photo?
41.
Okay.
I see that. Okay.
You see what I'm talking about? Like it's super, super faint, but it's there. Because I saw it in one of the other photos right in front of the window, but I was like, I'm not sure, but I'm going to just look to see if there's anything. And you can
And those are the back stairs, right?
Those are the back stairs going up to the 3rd floor. I was like, there is no way. No,
like, there's a thing.
There's a thing. There's somebody on the stairs. So this place. So Meg, I know where I'm going to stay. If it's a bed and breakfast, I know I'm going to stay there.
Right. And they, like I said, the clinking of the wedding ring going up the stairs that they thought like is a very distinct sound. And as somebody who used to wear a wedding ring, like I know that sound, right? It's just one of those things that tends to happen. They've also seen like a dark stain on the carpet in the parlor before where he had once been, and like the next day it'll disappear. And then they also think or have said that underneath that carpet is like a stain in the wood of what could potentially be, the man's probably bleeding out. Like that's not a small injury to have. So,
and they also didn't have all the cleaning components like we do now.
No.
So that wood is definitely holding something.
Exactly. And they know all of this because, and of course I'm a person who's like, I'd like to know like where you got this information. There was a diary from somebody named Virginia Miller who was found, and it kind of documented everything that happened to Burt. So that's how they made some of the connections back to him and who he is. So you've got the blood stain on the carpet, an impression in the hardwood floor of the parlor, possibly. And then when the family who owns the home or has owned the home recently would come back after a weekend and no one had been in the home, they'd go back to the 2nd floor, like they go up to the 2nd floor, and they would find an impression in the bed as if someone had just been laying there.
Oh boy.
That's
right.
Fun.
But they didn't leave marks of like getting in or getting out. It was just the impression of a body on the bed. But great news. He's a daytime ghost.
Oh, that's
good.
Come
out at night.
We love daytime ghosts.
That's a little comforting.
It's very
and
comforting.
Also, like, if I'm gonna be a ghost, I'm gonna be a daytime ghost. Let me sleep.
Right.
I mean, I'll only be a nighttime ghost for certain people.
Right.
The list of 4,000 people who have wronged me.
But I don't have to be there's so much time. I could be a nighttime ghost, not every day.
Right.
So he doesn't come. He doesn't tend to come out at night, and that's according to one of the women who lives at the house. And the staff have kind of gotten used to her or to him being there, but for some reason he always comes around when Melanie is around. Like there's some sort of a connection there for some reason. And so they'll interact with him and be like, oh, like, hey, Colonel Burt, I'm just filing. I'm just doing this. I'm just, I'm busy doing this thing or whatever. And when they had a paranormal society come out to investigate the house, the investigators were like, we don't feel anything. So they called Melanie over, since the ghost of Colonel Burt is somehow connected to her, to see if it would like bring him out. And they decided to do a little bit of EVP work into the basement. And they were like, is it okay that we're here? And they caught the voice being like, no. Just a flat out,
go away.
Right? Like, don't do this.
I don't want you here.
Yeah. And like one of the last things is that right before it would rain, they would find that the car windows outside would be down, even though nobody put them down. And it was always right before it rained. So they got into the habit of going over and being like, oh, go check the windows. It's about to rain, because more often than not, one of the windows or more than one would be down in the cars.
Automatic windows or like the hand rolly windows?
Well, this was recent, so automatic. And it also would like computers, of course, would go haywire and things like that. And they would stop when Melanie showed up. Yeah, they would stop when Melanie showed up. So like if something was going on, they'd be like, Melanie, can you come here? And so like she'd walk over and the computer would like get back to normal, and she'd be like, okay, like what do you need? And they would be like, nothing, we just need the computer to go back to normal. Get them to stop messing with it.
So he likes messing with things too.
Right? Got it. And he seems to like Melanie. So I wonder what if maybe Melanie resembled his wife. I have no idea.
Or
But
a daughter or somebody.
yeah, I mean, he
Yeah.
had 8 kids, so
Right.
yeah. So apparently, like I said, there's a billion stories of stuff that goes on around here. I just thought that one was super fun, given the connection to, you know, everything that happened, as well as the school for the deaf, which I thought was really neat.
That is super
I like
neat.
that part.
Yeah.
So, like, minus the Confederacy portion, which isn't our favorite.
Yeah, definitely besides
thought
that
it-
part.
Yeah, but I have to say, like I said, there's a lot here, and it's all Confederate because this is Northern Virginia, like that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I
It's
told
just
you.
the area.
Well, yeah.
And so close to Richmond.
Mm-hmm. I told Meg when I was driving up to go visit her that the roadways were hard for me once I hit nighttime because it was just hazy for me because it was just dead.
Everything.
Yeah, and
All the things.
all the dead people, all the dead people, all the dead people. It was funny because one of them was like, "Don't eat food here," and I was like, "Well, I have to eat, and it's the only food in the area, so I'm going to eat here." I should have listened to the ghost because he told me not to eat at that restaurant. I got
Did you get food poisoning?
Anyway.
they undercooked the meat. I got super bad food poisoning.
This seems to be a theme for you over the past couple of years. Stop getting food poisoning.
You know what? I will.
When a ghost tells you not to eat somewhere, listen to them.
I normally
There's
do.
a reason.
I normally do, but it wasn't one of my usual ghosties, so I didn't really. But
It was just a visiting ghost.
Right. I asked Meg, I was like, "So is this area like super haunted?" And she's like, "Well, I mean, it's kind of haunted. You know, we got the Confederacy here." And I was like, forgot about that. I forgot about where we were.
Shit goes down.
Yeah, but it was definitely I want to stay at that house.
Right. And it's such a pretty house.
It is.
And like I said, you can see it from the road, and like
Mhm.
it's right on the main drag downtown. So and I say
If
downtown
we
like
can't
it's a
stay
place.
the night. We can at least go visit.
Can we just go like take a tour? You know.
Right.
It would be fun.
Yeah, and it's on the National Register of Historic Places.
Oh, cool.
So it's like actually protected, which is neat.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was what I kind of wanted to share today.
Like
I said, short, but
I love
not horrible.
that. I love that. Well, I mean, I don't know if you've ever gone camping up or down rather for you in Newport News.
Camping? Probably not. Do I look like I go camping?
I mean, do I look like I go camping? I go camping, but
I was like, I go to a hotel. Does that count?
Oh, so you go mother camping.
I go away for the weekend.
Well, I was dating this guy for a while, and he's like, "I really want to go here," and I was like, I don't think we should go there. And he goes, "Why?" And I said, "Well, it's on the Confederate route, number 1. Number 2, that place is going to be haunted AF."
As a person who sees the dead,
right?
I don't want to deal with it.
I don't want to go there. I don't think we should. So he has a kid. She's 6, and
bless him.
Let me tell
the
you,
kid, not the father.
Oh, so she's hilarious. Oldest kid is about 12. So he has 5 kids. He decides
decision.
Right. He decides to go off fishing. I got the 5 kids. And 2 of them are getting, whatever. He wasn't the best, right? I learned my lesson. I love my husband. My wedding ring is in the kitchen. I'm taking a break because I have eczema breaking out underneath my ring. So no, it's fine. I just got to put some CeraVe on it. We'll be good. By the way, it's not made by Michael Cera for all the dumbasses back out there. People think that Michael Cera made CeraVe. There's a campaign about it, and it's a fake thing. Anyways, so
there was a Super Bowl commercial about it too.
There was. So I'm taking the littlest one to the bathroom because this is, camping, but they have actual legitimate flushing bathrooms.
The only way to do camping.
Right. So it's a KOA. So I walk her out to the bathroom, and she stops and she goes, Miss Cat? Yes, love. Why does that man have a thing sticking out of his head? And I went, hmm? And I just kind of like tilted my head, and there's this guy with a giant, it looked like a
Hatchet of some sort or something.
Yeah, sticking right out of his head. And I went, I don't know what you're seeing. It looks like a tree.
Practicing to be a traffic cone.
That's a tree. And she goes, okay, that's fine. So we walk to the bathroom, and I look over, and I just go, Abuela? She goes, yes. Tell them not to follow us back to the campsite, please. I have children. She goes, I take care. It's fine. It's fine. So at this point, I have a trail
Love Abuela.
of like 50 ghosts just following me. Like, she can see us. Oh, this is interesting, kind of thing, because they don't interact
This
with
doesn't
anybody.
normally happen.
Right.
This is really cool.
So I finally get everybody set up. I get hot dogs and mac and cheese. I get the kids kind of settled, and I start to set up, cornhole, right? I didn't know that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I was told it was beanbag toss. So that's what I called it, because I'm from the West Coast. It's beanbag toss.
That's what I learned it as until a couple of years ago.
Right.
We play cornhole and can jam here.
I know. I found
Can
that
jam.
out.
Yeah,
Yep.
can jam is played with a frisbee and some large trash cans.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there was so much spit in my mouth when I said that because I cannot make that voice.
Fuck that.
Right there's it's trying to chew on my lips.
So we get back, and I go, hey guys, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go make a phone call. You're in charge of the kids. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna be right over there. Don't touch the fire. He's like, got it. All right. So at this point, my ex is coming back, and he's caught some fish, and I'm like, great, we can have fish for dinner. Awesome. And he goes, where are you going? And I said, ESPN emergency. And he's like, got it. I walk out to the road, and I'm just standing there with the phone next to my ear. That way the kids don't freak out and think I'm talking to myself. And I go, listen, I don't know what y'all need. I can't help you. I am on vacation. This is my time off. Is there anything that I can do for you that doesn't involve a lot of energy? And one of the guys was like, can we just hang out? We haven't felt a fire in a long time. Can we just hang out? And I was like,
Don't touch the fire. The same rules apply.
Right. I was like, just don't touch it and we're fine.
Just don't touch it.
Even though
Don't
he's
touch
already
it. Don't
dead.
scare the kids.
Right.
Please don't touch the fire or the living beings. Thank you.
So, of course, bring them into the site. They're just kind of milling about. They come in and they go as they please. The fan stopped working. This was the heat of the summer. About maybe 4.5 years ago. So it was 102.
It was that's uncomfortable warmth.
You remember that heat wave that happened? About
It
4
was
years?
going up the spire.
Yes. I felt like I was dying. But the fan stopped working. The inflatable mattresses that we brought with us deflated. We ended up getting a bunch of mosquitoes. They weren't there before. Like, just a bunch of other stuff happened. I went, guys, can you stop? Otherwise, you're going to all have to leave. And the kids just kind of looked around, and Max just goes, you're funny. You're funny. He goes, you're scaring the kids. I'm like, why don't you take the kids then? Take them fishing. I need to get them.
And take them somewhere else while I deal with this.
So he takes them out, and then I end up, cleaning out the area, and then I see a ranger drive by. I'm like, hey, I got a question. She goes, yeah. And I said, this area, is it haunted? She goes, oh, yeah. Yeah.
Sure is.
Why? And I was like, why, what? She goes, Confederate ghosts. And I was like, yep.
Great.
There it is.
And this, children, is why we don't go camping.
Yep. So not doing that again. I'm going camping, just not there.
Don't go and get
This is why we research our campsites first.
Yes. I found one that is in Georgia.
That's a task I don't do well. I'm more of like a let's
camping
just
or
go and see what happens.
Oh.
To see what happens, I'm a fuck around and find out, but only with my own personal things.
I, uh,
It
In
depends on
hindsight,
the
I'm like,
thing.
should have done more, right? I'm like, hindsight, I'm like, oh, I should have looked at that. That would have been a good idea.
My anxiety doesn't let me do that. I have to try and plan ahead.
Oh,
like, research
mind
stuff
you.
before you go.
I 100% plan everything. It's just the other that I'm like, that's fine. It's not a thing. We don't need to worry. That's my like ostriching where I'm like, I'm just gonna right here, head in the sand. We're good. We've taken care of
Blinders
all
are
of the
on. We're
physical
fine.
things. Right? My blinders are strong. Yeah, it's that hindsight that gets me. Every time. Damn it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for you guys to do the because I've decided we're gonna do the Winchester Mystery House too.
Have I?
Wait,
Not today.
what do you mean? What do you mean do it?
Not
Cover it. Talk
yeah.
about it.
Talk about it.
But
So
I don't have to go there.
no, I've already
No.
been for
Okay,
all of
thank you.
us. So we're
Okay,
good.
fantastic.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
said do it, and I was like, I think I might expire before then. So I will
Like,
not be reached
I would
until
like to
after you go.
go outside of it. I would like to wander the garden, but I don't want to step foot actually inside the house.
The garden's beautiful. The garden's beautiful. The garden's wonderful. It's the
inside.
right. I'll give you like a little bit. I won't get into it because I'm saving it for that episode. But it's well, as everybody so lovingly remembered, we're all projects of the Girl Scout troops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a cadet.
Yep. So we went as a group, and that's all I'm going to say about that part. But I don't remember
Girl
any
Scouts
of it.
in haunted places.
Girl
I
Scouts
swear.
and
What
haunted
is wrong
places.
with us?
Yeah.
What is honestly wrong with us?
Well,
It's because we now all have the trauma.
no, I think it's because of the palm-colored people, to be honest. Because 90% of the people
Well,
who
that
took
too.
us to the haunted places, my mother never chose those. Because, there was a time where she was, her and my father, because we have the troop leader, but each parent got to pick a place.
Yeah.
Oh, mine did not. My mother was like, no, thank you. Go do your thing. I'm telling you, there aren't enough cookies in the world to make up for what I did.
My mom was my troop leader. So.
Oh,
But at least you knew, like,
right.
All the haunted
No.
places, haunted battleships. Like,
No.
I'm sorry, what
Yeah.
badge is that? What is that? Freak out your child badge? Is your mother in different Girl Scouts we didn't know about?
So not only did we, go to visit the USS Alabama, we slept on it twice.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
We will cover that in another episode.
I
Yep.
know, but I forgot. Oh my god, that is trauma with a capital T. Like, that T is, like, embellished.
It's embedded.
Yes.
It's not embellished. It's stuck. It is skin grafted to her spinal
I'm
column.
talking, like, yeah, I'm talking that's like that's a
Yes.
calligraphy T.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
The sucker was done with
For
an
real.
ink fountain pen.
But I do have to say, the one haunted place that I've been to that I will never, ever, and I do mean never, ever, and which we are covering later this year, the Cecil Hotel.
I've
Yeah.
watched way too many documentaries on that sucker.
Same.
There was a point, and I won't discuss this part on the episode where I do talk about the Cecil Hotel. I went in there because they were doing EVP sessions, and they wanted a psychic medium, they wanted a bruja, they got both in one. They wanted a scientist,
Woot woot.
they wanted a regular psychic medium, they wanted a hoodoo practitioner, and they wanted just a regular pagan. Okay, so
You're run-of-the-mill pagan.
run-of-the-mill pagan. Then we also had a priest, a nun, and we had a few other people. And these were all part of the package, right? We all drove down to LA. It was a 12-hour drive. And I looked at the priest and I said, I'm going to need a favor. He goes, what? And I said, I don't believe in God anymore, but I do believe in the blessing. And he goes, okay. And I said, I'm going to need you to bless me before I even think about walking through those doors. So him and the nun did a blessing on me. I got a blessing from the hoodoo practitioner. I blessed both of them. They blessed each other. We all kind of did blessings around, right?
Oh, a blessing circle.
Blessings for everybody.
Blessing, you get a blessing,
The
and you
Oprah-
get a blessing.
The Oprah of blessings.
So we end up getting into the lobby, and I got maybe 10 feet, and the priest looked back at me, and I don't remember this point. My eyes had rolled back into the back of my head, and you could only see white. Like I was there, but the lights weren't on. You know.
Physically, yes. Mentally, no.
No. And they had me leave, and they were like, "What happened?" And I said, "What do you mean?" And they said,
My girl, you were trying to look at your spinal column.
Right.
You were looking at the brain, like,
right?
Yeah.
Was something good? Was SpongeBob in there trying to find the name? What were we doing?
I have no idea. Like, I mean, to this day, it's still not something, because they were doing a test to see if it really truly is haunted. And the fact that I literally just kind of stood there and I was kind of swaying for a minute and I wasn't even cognitive. They were like, "Yeah, something's wrong. Like, we got to go." Because we were supposed to stay the night. And they were like, "Nope, absolutely not. Not happening anymore." We rented rooms. They were dirt cheap. Dirt cheap.
I wonder why.
Why?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why. Never again. Never again.
Shocker there.
I was going to say, you know what? I no longer wonder. I know.
Well, and then they tried to renovate it. And they tried to turn it into apartments. And it's in Skid Row.
Do we not know anything about anything?
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
why do we keep trying to do things like this? Let's go ahead and take this place that's potentially and very much likely very haunted, and let's break it apart.
I think we have the Salem witch trials to blame for that.
Oh, balls.
Yeah. If it wasn't for them. I was going to
say we have palm-colored people to blame for that.
Right, that too. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because it's definitely that is definitely a white person decision, because nobody of any other nationality or color went, "This is a great idea. Let's do this." Only white people.
Better. I feel like they know better.
It's only white people.
Listen.
I feel like people just in general should know better.
True, but
right? Like, listen to our podcast. Heed our warnings. Don't do that.
Exactly.
It's one of those things, like, I don't think, because I mean, I've warned clients before about not, do not use Ouija boards. Number one.
We talked about this, and some of us make mistakes because we don't know better. Okay.
But you know better now. You know better now. Okay. But, like,
I was barely an adult.
Okay, but that doesn't count. You were still learning, and you didn't know that you were a walking Ouija board, okay?
I didn't.
I know.
Done that up pretty quick, though.
I know, right? But what I'm saying is, other people shouldn't make these mistakes, you know? Like, we already went behind the scenes and made the mistakes for you.
Right.
Just don't.
Indeed. And that just means we have to pass it down to those who don't know, as in, like, my children, when we go to Halloween decoration stores, and they're like, "Can we have this thing with all the letters on it?" And I'm like, no, we can't. I'm like, "But it's a decoration." I said, "And it's also banned in our house."
Right.
Like, just not having it. We can talk more about it later when you can understand, but the answer right now is a big resounding no. Which language would you like it in? I know 5. Right?
A few of them are the same word.
Exactly.
3 different languages.
9. Niet.
No.
Nonta.
9. Niet. No. Exactly. Like, I got it in many. I can say no in more languages than I can say yes.
I can ask you where the bathroom is in 6 languages. 7.
There you go.
Yeah. But, well, I mean, okay, so, like, as far as the respectful thing goes, aside from being respectful to ghosts and everything like that, and respectful of your surroundings and doing the research, the fact that your kid asked me about New Year's, or asked you about New Year's, about tidying up, like,
because I was like, by the way, we ain't doing that.
Right. Because we're not.
No tidy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
We're not about
like, no tidy. And of course, I went to, like, put food away, and he was like, "Does that count as cleaning?" And I was like, "That is safety. Ain't no bugs in this home." It's fine. I was like,
Not
well,
just
I'm
that,
not doing
but
laundry.
nobody wants food poisoning.
Right.
We're not cat. Nobody wants to be sick and get food poisoning. That's
Hey!
not
Hey!
Okay, I did give myself
What?
food poisoning on
I mean,
over
I have
New
too,
Year's
so it's fine.
once, so
Right? It's the worst. It is the worst.
it is.
But
You guys are mean
so
to
he
me.
definitely, they know we're getting there. We're learning. We're figuring it out.
Yeah.
Baby
I'm
steps.
finding out, they're young still. My daughter was looking at Mike. They were talking on the phone the other day. And she looks at him and they said something about crystals. And she was like, I have a whole shelf. And he was like, do you? And she was like, yeah, but I'm not allowed to throw them because that makes them a weapon. And I was like,
I mean, she's not wrong.
No.
right? And I was like, why is this the discussion? Like, why? I don't get it.
I
don't
mean,
understand.
At
It
least
wasn't really a discussion. It was
Right.
more of her stating
It was
a
just
fact.
a statement. Yeah, she was just like, by the way, just know these are dangerous. Goodness. But I'm trying.
I can just see her putting her crystals in a sock and charging them all away.
You're not wrong. If anybody's gonna do it, it's her or the tiny one.
Right.
Though he's not gonna bother with the sock. He's gonna just elf that shit over and over again. Like with a snowball.
Just chunk them.
Right? The sad part is you can see it too.
I can't.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's so funny. Oh my god, that marshmallow clip. I played that the other day and all I could think of was the youngest one.
I
I
can't
want to
even
be a
remember the marshmallow clip.
marshmallow.
A marshmallow. Yeah, we do marshmallows when they have sore throats because it's better. Like my oldest is not going to eat honey, and I'd rather not pump them full of medication if I can help it because I mean they've got enough crap in their bodies.
Yeah.
And so if their throat is sore, we do the marshmallow. I'm sorry, my brain moves a lot slower than
It's
my
okay.
mouth,
Words
vice
are
versa.
hard.
I'm not quite sure which it is.
Words are hard.
God, words are. And, I mean, English is my first language. Please forgive me.
Same, but words are still hard.
English was not my first language.
And yet you're better at it than I am.
That's what happens when your father speaks only English and your mother speaks both.
There you go.
You kind of have to speak Spanglish most of your life, but it's fine.
That's
Yeah,
super
it
exciting.
happens.
Yeah.
I used to sign in my sleep. I didn't sleep talk. I sleep signed.
Oh, that's new.
It's dangerous. Can you imagine?
It's interesting.
Yeah. Flashing fingers in the dead of night. Side note, I was part of an American Sign Language troupe, for lack of a better term, that was called Flashing Fingers. I'm pretty sure I still have the t-shirt. I was in 4th grade.
Wow. That's
Yep,
really impressive.
We used to go, it was one of those, I mean, it was the freaking 90s. We went to like a mall and did like, a performance of a song, which I always thought was weird. Why am I signing a song in the middle of a mall where we don't have a community of deaf people who would need to see it? At that point, it's just a hand play for free. So I'm not exactly sure why it happened, but we did it, and I learned it, and to this day can probably still sign "Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head" from grade 4.
I can still
It's probably what you sleep sign.
Probably.
I'm sleep signing "Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head." Yep.
I remember
in my bright yellow shirt with a hand on it.
Oh my god. I remember all the lyrics to what is that song? Hey music, stop that sound. Everybody look what's going around. From the 70s?
Mm-hmm.
You know the song I'm talking about.
I know what you're saying, but I don't know the words. Like I don't know.
I know
the
song.
title.
I know the
like
sign for it. I shouldn't. I learned it when I was
I recognize
6.
the song, but that's as far as it goes.
I did not think that was from the 70s. I thought it was from I don't know. I'm bad at songs. All music runs together.
I mean, it was in Forrest Gump.
That doesn't mean much.
No, it doesn't.
That came out of the 90s.
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan.
You ain't got no
Your hands, Lieutenant Dan.
It's ice cream.
No, we did an episode.
I remember.
You ain't got no hands, Lieutenant.
Jesus. All I had to say was Forrest Gump.
That's funny. I'm crying.
The tears, they come freely.
I mean, at least it's not raindrops falling on my head, you know.
Nah, but I could sign it to you.
I think I could.
You set it up. I have to hit it out of the park if you set it up for me. That was like coach pitch T-ball. What do we
So
what makes it even funnier is that it's currently raining here.
Oh my
Same
God.
here.
It is not raining here. It is a beautiful and humid 80 degrees.
I love that you're just rubbing that in for. I'm literally in a sweater.
I would love to be in a sweater. I would love to have fall or winter or some sort of spring. Nope.
Because you moved to Texas. So
Texas.
you don't
Yes,
get that option.
That was a design choice on your part.
It was a design. I designed this. Oh, that's new for me.
I mean, you should have manifested something a little different.
I did Wow. Okay. To be fair, I manifested my husband.
Exactly.
I
you just didn't do a location.
No, I did not. I just wanted to be with him. But, you know, I mean, that's my fault.
And the details are very key.
Yes. I still find it funny.
Apparently not when you're traveling. They're only key afterwards.
I still find it funny. Rachel bought me the free mom shirt and the if your family doesn't love you, I'm your mom now.
Yeah,
not the free mom shirt.
Free mom hugs.
Free hugs.
Free mom hugs.
It is
just
now the
free
free mom. I'm sorry. This is a free mom. It could be a declarative statement. It could be
free mom.
Like
free mom.
Free mom.
So
take one. Limit one per visit. Free mom.
I wore it out to like 3 different places because I was like, I'm gonna gauge what kind of reactions I get because I'm in the middle of Texas. So here I am thinking I'm going to get I'm going to get a lot of people who are just like, ew, like she's so gay. Yes. And
free mom, bitch.
Right. Free mom. Free mom. You want a mom? Free mom. So anyways.
Right. As the next episode was like, ew, you're like, free mom.
So I went to Aldi's. I went to go pick something up and I think it was like cheese or something, just something stupid small. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to pick up prosciutto when I'm here because I have enough money. I was like, I like me some prosciutto. So I have cheese in one hand, prosciutto in the other. I was like, I got my stuff. I'm going to go home. And
we're charcuterie fans.
Right. And I like charcuteries. So they're delicious. What's that lady say?
Charcuteries are great.
What does that lady say? She doesn't say hors d'oeuvres or charcuteries. That one Filipino lady. What does she say?
Oh God, I love her.
I love her too.
I love her. I don't know, but I can hear it, and she is adamant about what she wants. Yes. The carcuchis or whatever they are.
Carcuchis, yes. And
which is something completely different.
This girl comes up and she's there, I think, with her friend or something like that, and they're grocery shopping or whatever.
Not her free mom.
Not her free mom. But every time I go now to that store, I do wear the free mom hugs shirt. And she saw me and she just runs over and taps me on the shoulder and she goes, "Can I have a hug?" And I went, "Absolutely." And I just dropped my items and I just flung my arms out. She's like, "Thank you so much." And I was like, "Do you need anything? Like, I can give you my Instagram handle. You can message me anytime." And she follows me on Instagram now and she like messages me. She's like, "Look what I got, Mom." And I was like, "I'm so proud of you." Very nice. But yeah.
Because everybody needs a caring mom.
Right.
They do.
They don't need a Karen mom. We don't.
No.
No.
Caring.
Caring.
ING.
Yes. I think,
ing.
yes,
The ing. It's always, it has to be at the end.
it's very important. We have to have that little,
Yes.
Say all the letters in that word. Caring.
Yes.
yes. Ugh.
That G is important.
I thought you said cheese is important, and I was like, agreed.
Agreed. Yes.
Cheese is important.
That's why we
I
were
mean,
just talking about charcuteries.
Yes.
Right? I'm telling you. A girl might be lactose intolerant, but really, it's just a stepping stone.
To free bowels.
Well, I wouldn't want to pay for them.
Unless it's sausage. And then we'll pay for them.
Yes. Yes. No, oh God, I love you. I love Meg Time. Meg Time always makes my chest hurt. It's great.
But
So
Kat, you're
sorry.
not technically lactose intolerant.
No, I'm allergic to dairy.
Yes. Entirely different.
I'm not.
Yeah. If it was just a regular lactose intolerance, I'd be fine. I'd be okay. But it's in the pasteurization process of milk. So I found out I can have goat's milk now.
Yay.
So that's,
I like goat cheese.
goat cheese is great. It doesn't mess up my
In
stomach.
moderation.
Right.
Yes.
I got really excited at a little French place that we have here that does breakfast, and they do something I can't remember, and omelets, maybe, whatever the French version of that is.
Blintz?
Omelette.
Like a
Omelette.
omelette
Omelette.
or a croissant.
And they croissant. Anyway, they have a lot of different flavors, and the one I always get is the berries and cream one because hello, that sounds
Berries and
yesterday.
cream.
And
Berries and cream.
and so instead, one day they had like a goat cheese and fig, and I was like, well, that sounds adult and delicious. Yeah, 3
Sounds
bites of that,
interesting.
fabulous. Bite number 4 is too much bites. Bite number 3 is great. Bite number 4 is too much goat cheese. So that was a mistake that was made and learned from. So love me some goat cheese on a salad, but not a whole croissant omelette of it.
Ah. Okay.
Just
Understandable.
For future reference. Don't overdo it.
Right. Right. I
Everything
will
in
overdo it.
moderation.
I will overdo it because it's the one cheese I can have without dying.
Which is
That's
fine.
true.
Just like I said, just maybe pair it with something else, like a cracker
No.
or some bread.
No.
Pen.
Make me.
I can give you a couple bread recipes that are wonderful with it.
I mean, I do have some pretty good. I made some bread the other day, and I took
like a rosemary dill. I'm in.
I made rosemary garlic. Like I
Ooh.
roasted the garlic and the rosemary in a pan with some butter, and then I used that instead of putting in a full, I think it's 2 cups of water. I did a cup of butter with the rosemary garlic blend, and then I did a cup of water, and it made it like super floofy.
Ooh.
But I took it into his work, and they ate the whole thing.
Of course they did.
It's great.
Sorry, I have to remove the chewy thing from the dog.
It's fine.
He sounds like he's munching on the bones of small children, and I didn't think that was the vibe we were going for.
I couldn't hear Jack diddly.
I couldn't hear him, so.
Right.
Oh, I heard it. So we had a little Krampus moment over here.
Nom nom nom.
What is wrong with me? I honestly don't. The words just come out.
You know, I had to
I
explain.
love all the unhingement.
Right. I had to explain the other day what Krampus was.
Oh.
Yeah. It was definitely fun. And they were like, so do we celebrate Krampus? And I was like, no. We celebrate winter solstice. So it's for the full 21 days of December. So it starts December 1st to December 21st. And they were like, that's a long time. And I was like, it is. But, you know, I mean, it's something. You know, it's something that I personally do. But you don't have to do it. You can just celebrate it for 2 days. And they were like Christmas. And I was like, yeah, like Christmas. Just do that. And they were like, but really? They would come in and just take the kids? And I was like, oh, yeah, and eat them whole. Yeah, just...
Throw them in a sack for a travel snack.
Yes.
Really? But it says little boy. Like pocket size, pocket snack. Reminds me of my granola bar earlier.
Travel snacks.
It's my mother. It's snack portion.
Yeah, we don't do Krampus because there are enough scary people in the world that don't need the made up ones.
And what the hell, Elf on the Shelf? Why are
That's
you
valid.
inviting Faye into your home? Do you do Elf on the Shelf?
We don't do Elf on the Shelf. We do the German elves. My mother had elves when she was a small child, so we have little elves that move, but they're like this big and they're not mischievous because, come on, there's enough mischief in my home, clearly made by yours truly.
Yes.
I don't need to add to it.
Let alone the children.
I have 3 spawn that I've created in my image. Wrong.
Okay, Jesus, I see you.
I go by Jesse. Thank you.
It's more modern.
Or you could be like my cousin. His name is Jesus Christos. You know? Yeah, that's his name.
Spelled the same way.
That I just went through. That was like 3 different people in my body that was like, okay, no, why? What?
I'll be sure to let him and his gay husband know when they're done making Habitat for Humanity houses. Your reactions were...
Because I was like, who did that?
His mother.
His
That's
mother.
a lot of... Well, yes, I know, but that's a lot of pressure to put on a tiny human.
He was the first of 10.
Jesus.
He's my 5th cousin.
Yes, that is his name.
Yes. He's my 5th cousin, twice removed. He's one of the few that I actually talk to that lives down, in Central America. But it's so funny because everybody else in the family is like, you talk to that side of the family? I'm like, they're hilarious, don't you?
They're great.
They're
You're missing out.
fabulous.
You don't know what you're missing.
Right. And so it's really funny to watch the really like the Bible thumpy, the Presbyterians, Christians, Baptists, all that kind of stuff. When they find out that his name is Jesus Christos, he is gay, lives out of wedlock
With his
I love
husband.
this.
with his husband, and they
Naturally.
build houses for Habitat and Humanity in South
I
America.
love it.
it's
Just
maybe he is Jesus. Like
I think he
seems
is.
to be doing the good thing.
I mean,
right?
he is a carpenter.
I'm done. That's fine. That was. Does he drink? Is he
No,
also a winemaker?
no, he doesn't. He doesn't like alcohol. He smokes the reef, but he doesn't. He says it's herbal. He's a vegan, but he says it's
I mean, it's a plant, so it's fine.
he says it's a plant. It
He
comes
is
from the
Jesus.
earth, so it's fine. And I said, so is cocaine. He goes, cocaine is made in the factory, so no.
Everybody has standards.
I know. I was like, and he
I
goes,
also have an anti-cocaine standard. We could be friends.
I do
right?
too. I do too. I don't do drugs at all anymore. Actually, I just had my
Yeah.
21st anniversary.
Yay!
Yay! Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It was in December. We had steak. It was very nice. It was lovely.
We had steak.
I can't exactly say what else we had, but
Like steak or steak?
steak. Not the, this isn't bingo. I'm not fighting Gladys the vampire hunter. It's just steak.
I mean, I'm
steak and
open to all
sex.
That's a different version.
Yes,
of
steak and
pig.
sex. Steak and sex.
I end up always hearing about the sex life, so
I mean, you are my sisters.
yes.
This is true. Spiky time. Speaking of spiky things, I just got that fairy fucky book. What's it called?
Yes.
Yeah, that one. I just got that one.
Oh, cool.
What the fuck is it called? Yeah, Target was selling it, and I told myself that I wasn't gonna get the set unless I did a couple of tarot readings first, and I did them, and so I got it yesterday.
Treat yourself.
Do you
Right,
have
I
it?
treated myself with books.
Do you have it with you?
Yes, underneath my work things because I was working at one point today. Just one.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
How
I
is
haven't
it
read
so
yet.
far?
I'm I literally am on page 45, and I looked at Mike and was like, I'm gonna have to abstain from speaking to you for the next 14 days.
It gets so good.
I'm sorry, I'll be busy.
The only problem with reading, what is it, Akotar? I think that's the
ACOTAR, yeah, A Court of Thorns and Roses, ACOTAR. Yep.
I am not allowed to read it because there are too many trigger warnings.
Oh,
That's valid.
I also did not read what it was about, so I'm coming into this quite blind. I know there are fairies. I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that there was a wolf, and that's about all I know right now. So
and
I'll
all
keep you
and lots of
posted.
sex.
Well, I figured since I refer to it as the fairy fucky book, I figured it was probably
That's valid. This is true.
It's a great book. It really is a good book. It's just one of those things where it's like, I would love to read it. My
But trauma.
Right, my old work wife reads it, and she's just like, man, you should definitely read this. And I was like, I would love to. I would love to read it. However, Gemma.
You have the same thing with it that I have against James Patterson. I can't read his books. Which stinks, because I hear some of them are really good. But there are certain themes in them that I cannot handle.
Yeah.
But I know that about myself, so.
As long as you know that about yourself, that's what's important.
I know too much about myself at times, obviously.
And you're just like, I wish I didn't know so much about myself sometimes.
Right? As evidenced by the last 90 minutes, we've learned a lot. This isn't a TED Talk. This is an intervention.
Right. Oh, man.
Oh. Cat, quit multitasking.
Right. I'm sorry. I'm looking.
No, you're good. I have to do a phone call in a couple minutes anyways. Because
okay.
Apparently I have to work. I don't know what that is. It's one of those bad 4-letter words that should be in my freaking calendar over here.
But bills say otherwise.
Yeah, bills say.
Right. They keep showing up like rude.
Right.
You were uninvited and didn't even send me a Christmas card. If you're gonna
not
come
even
in every month,
a birthday card, nothing.
I was gonna say,
okay,
nobody...
look, quite honestly, if my mortgage company was like, hey, you owe your mortgage, also it's your birthday month, happy birthday, do you know how much happier I'd be to pay that? Just even a modicum of happy.
Right?
Just a little bit. Just acknowledge that I'm a human.
Right. Exactly.
I'm gonna start a mortgage company that does that. Also, I will never do that, but someone should take that and run.
Right.
Human, be a better human.
So I just sent the meme to the group, and it's a meme that me and Stacy share every year. Monday, knit a sweater. Tuesday, knit a blanket. Wednesday, slay the undead who walk at night. Thursday, knit some shimmies. Friday, kill all the vampires, spawn I can find. Saturday, bingo with Gladys.
I mean, it sounds like a normal week.
Right, it sounds like a normal week. And she's like, look, it's you. And I said, what do you mean? And she goes, knit, quilt, what is it? She goes, slay the undead and unhaunt a house.
Repurpose the undead.
Right. Organize the pantry, meal prep, bingo with Gladys. And I was like, fuck Gladys. She's a dirty cheater. And
we play bridge.
Right. I need to learn how to play bridge. I don't know how to play bridge. I want to learn how to play bridge.
I don't know how to play bridge.
Same.
I know how to play kids against maturity, because that's what we're playing right now.
Oh. I have...
It's not great. All the answers are like butt cheese.
I have Cards Against Humanity, and we have Zombieopoly and Monopoly Clue. No. Monopoly Doctor Who and Firefly Clue.
Oh, we have Leesburgopoly.
Really?
Which was, somebody made it and sold it at Walgreens, and so it's got all the little places. I'll have to see if our house from this episode was on.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Send me a picture.
It's super cute.
Somebody they made Panama City one too. I'm just like, I don't know about that.
I know they made a San Jose one, and they put Winchester Mystery House as one of the boardwalks.
Don't love that.
I mean, I like the architecture. I don't like the spookies.
Right.
Ooh, Chipotle. No, I don't.
It's so pretty from the outside. Just no going inside.
Right.
Just stay out.
Pretty much.
Kind of like my energetic field. Just stay out. It's better for everyone.
I have a coupon for Chipotle.
This is true.
That
for depression? What do you have a coupon for?
Chipotle.
Oh, I thought you said depression. And I was like, mine's free.
Right? Mine came free with life, so.
Right? I have a lifetime subscription to anxiety.
I have a lifetime subscription to my mental health, so, and it's in the shitter.
Mine came courtesy of my mother.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Not you, Mom. Not a free mom. A different mom.
No. Yes.
All right, I gotta jump on another call.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Love
you.
you both.
Love you both.
Bye.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego. Next time on the Pandemonium Witches.
Miyuki decided to neglect numerous infants.
Decided.
Which, yes.
So she was a Capricorn. So her nickname was the Madonna of Euthanasia and the Angel of Death. The judge has realized that we are dealing with a serial killer, more than just the Madonna of Euthanasia.